I try to sum up because kita ada 2 chapter je lagi, and then kita ada sejam je. Kalau sempat kita buat 2 chapter, kalau tak sempat kita buat 1 chapter dululah minggu ni. Okay, and because semalam tak ada live session, saya just remind lah, you need to proceed lah with your group project work sampai habis lah, sampai habis. Okay, so as of today on chapter 8 pun dia, this chapter will help you in guiding to finish out your project work jugalah. Okay, so the title as of today is Web Project Management. So we start now. Suara saya clear ke? Semua boleh dengar kan? Jelas And then you need to understand on scoping out, okay, your punya project. So itu akan we will touch it on second topic. And then the next topic we will try to understand how to refine your framework activities. Macam mana nak susun okay punya project activity tu. Okay. And then on next point or next topic we will touch about how to build up a web team lah. So this is the guideline macam mana you nak choose okay you punya team member. Okay. And then topic number 5 is about managing risk, and then developing a schedule, how to manage the quality of the project, and how when some changes happen during project development, so how you want to manage it. Itu yang second last topic. And then last topic will show you on how you want to track your project by referring to the documentation lah. Okay. Okay, sebelum lupa, I want to remind you, dia punya attendance dah up. Please tick in the future. Okay, so by the end of the chapter, you should be able to explain steps in managing a web project, and then you should also know how to identify risks, refine framework activities, developing a schedule, okay, task schedule, and managing the quality of the project. Okay, so first topic is about understanding the scope. Okay, so to understand your web project scope, you need to understand jugalah dia punya terminology. So number one is the context lah. Okay, the context of your web project, which will inform the way by which the web application will meet the business requirement lah. Yang macam you buat tu functional, non-functional requirement semua tu. Okay, it will line out lah all the context of the web project that you need to follow. Okay, and then you need to clarify the information objective, which is related with the deliverable produce or end product lah for your customer. Okay, and then number 3 about functionality, the function will invoke by the end user or by the web application itself to meet the user requirement as defined dalam use case yang you buat tu lah. Okay, and then you also need to scoping out the constraints, okay, the possible constraint that you will encounter during you punya web project development lah. Okay, so this is also a sort of requirement only like technical, economic, managerial and environment constraint dia. So dia ada divide sini 4 constraints. Okay, 4 type of constraints. So number 1 is about technical constraint lah. So this is related to the burst of new technologies like new programming languages or new operating system. So yang ni constraint yang pertama that you need to encounter lah. Okay, you need to cater it. And then about economic constraints, okay, which we refer to the money constraint lah. You kena identify, okay, how much the customer or you punya stakeholder willingly to contribute in terms of the money lah, okay, for this development web project development ni. Okay, and number 3 is about managerial constraints, which is related to the management stress on the web project that is going on. Okay, so macam mana kekangan untuk menguruskan web project tu lah. Okay, And then environmental constraints, which will refer to the introduction of new OS, system software or uh, etc. lah. Okay, yang lain-lain lah. Maksudnya keadaan persekitaran dia. Okay, tak kira dari segi teknologi ni ke ataupun constraint of implementing this web project di on site and so on lah. Okay, so what you can do, okay, in order to manage you punya web project, okay, one of the strategy is you implement divide and conquer strategy lah So this is mostly used by the developer to solve the complex problem. Okay, which you will divide a complex problem into a smaller sub problems, find solution to these sub problems, and then combine them all together to get the solution as a whole. Maksudnya you can create one big team and then you divide it into sub problems. Okay, to solve each part separately. Okay. Contohnya satu team you assign them to do the interfacing. One of the team you task them to complete up the documentation, the background programming and so on lah ya. So dipecahkan ikut dia punya kepentingan. Okay. So in order to manage you punya web project, so you can use the web project management tools, okay, where it will characterized by the current transition from traditional software development method to agile method. So agile method means that you can, kalau you tengok punya agile methodology tu maksudnya in any phase, if something happen, you can reverse back to the upper phase lah, okay, in order to counter the problem. Okay. So the web project management will ties the technical product development to the economic product manufacturing lah So the web project is surrounded by certain constraints, contohnya macam cost, time deadlines, resources and quality. Okay, kalau contoh macam masa time is short, budget is small and web projects are very complex. So web project management should include the following lah. Okay, it needs to cater the leadership. Okay, where the leader need to organize, control, and lead staff and inform them for any information that they need to know. Okay, and then it should cater the development part where you setting up. Okay, you plan and you define the objective. Okay, and then it also should cater the monitoring part where it should enable you to check and control lah you punya project. Okay, so this is a table shows you the difference between software project management and web project management lah Okay, SPM. Yeah. Okay, it create a quality product at a minimum cost where nampak ini more on costing and web project manager is more on time implementation lah, implementation time, development time dia. Okay, and then size of project juga. Okay, the ranging team member kalau SPM is between 10 to 100 people, where web project management dia dalam 3 to 6 orang saja. Okay, top management lah ya. And then dia punya for each apa namanya tadi dia divide and conquer kan. So for each section it consists of 3 to 6 people saja. Okay. So the duration for software project 12 to 18 months purata. Okay, and as you can see here, web project management is a rapid type lah of project. Okay, rapid project where it must cater or deliver the project within 3 to 6 months saja. Okay, and then software project management, several million dollars are involved. Where web project management kecil je lah. Okay, sebab dia panggil partially done lah. Dia ada divide and conquer tu. And then untuk software project management, development is structured into phases based on the user requirement. While web project management apply agile method lah, okay, with the assembly of components, prototyping or even spiral model juga boleh guna jugalah untuk run the project. So this is the difference lah between software project management and web project management in terms of time, costing and the method used lah. Okay, dia ada lagi kalau dia punya apa application or software dia, kalau untuk software project management dia more to object oriented method. Okay, and then untuk web project dia component based. Okay, dia ada visual programming languages, scripting languages, multimedia and etc. Where it will be used, maksudnya you can apply services lah. Okay. Okay. And then untuk dia punya measurement, okay, for SPM dia pakai CMM, Capability Maturity Model. So it will refer to ISO punya standard lah where web project management work more to ad hoc process measurement lah. Okay. And then end product dia is code based with poor reusability. Maksudnya nak redevelop balik quite difficult comparing to the web project management. And product is a standard product and has high reusability dah. Dia boleh expand. Okay, it can be expand more lah. Untuk ni sebab dia it's done partially kan. On the server part, on the client part, on the server part, dia ada thing yang berbeza on in terms of the development tu lah. Okay, software project management needs professional software developer with several years of experience, while WPM just need multimedia designer, web programmer with the knowledge of scripting, language, client-side and server-side programming. Tak payah panggil apa, expert pun tak apa. It still can be done and without any problem lah ya. Okay, sebab banyak reference boleh guna. Okay, and then SPM, traditional or conventional software project, developed on the basis of functionality needed, while WPM, both software functionality and the content work together in a web project. Okay, untuk graphical user interface, untuk SPM dia tak fokus sangat, okay, because it is focused more on functionality, while untuk web project dia both structuring of web design component is must lah, both on GUI and background processes lah. Okay, so challenges for project management. Web project are small, complex and more vulnerable to attack. So to cope with the challenge, web project management make use of reusability concept lah ya. Dia ada patching tu. Okay, and then the web project team are heterogeneous. Okay, they have mixed type of people. They ada designer, they ada programmer and so on. So in web project, problem like ambiguous, unclear and incomplete planning tasks, regular changes in planning and defect of the project organization result in poor planning of web project is in hand lah ya. And then challenges satu lagi, number 4, difficult to do manpower estimation. Okay, as the artists in the web team are very much creative and innovative. difficult to get alternative solution to the web development, okay, compared to traditional software. And then number 6, newer development languages, newer operating system, regularly changing user requirement. Okay, and complexity of web application have a very high impact on web application. So this is the challenges yang you nak kena uh, hadapi while implementing web project management punya method lah untuk complete up you punya web application development. Okay, so refining framework activity. Okay, a web engineering team must consider the following 3 aspects for further refinement. Okay, yang pertama, dia kena buat modeling, which will include a model, okay, that understand the task needed to develop, analysis and design model, which assist the web team to the project work lah. Okay, you kena buat modeling macam you tengah buat sekarang. And then construction, okay, ini involve task needed for code generation and testing lah, by referring to the modeling that has been done. Okay, either manual or automated test tool also can be used lah untuk nak buat testing for the constructed punya code. And number 3, deployment. Okay, involve the task that deliver the web application to the end user who evaluate it and provide the feedback. Okay, ini untuk get the user feedback lah, deployment. Okay, now we go to on how to build a web team lah. Okay, so guideline to build an effective web team. Team guideline must be established. Okay, include what is expected from each team member and how it is to be dealt with lah. Okay, team leader and project manager must motivate their team member for better result, and the team should involve both formal and informal free flowing of information exchange lah ya. Okay, maksudnya ada yang boleh buat secara rasmi, ada yang secara tak rasmi lah. Okay, informal maksudnya santai-santai lah. Tapi still regarding on the problem solving for the project development. Okay, and then every team member should promise to give his or her best. So ikut leader tu lah macam mana dia kena conduct. So means that the team leader will play a major, the main role lah, okay, in order to lead the team nak jadi successful web team developer or failing web team developer. Okay, and it is easy for a web team to start but difficult to sustain such teams kan. Maksudnya mungkin kat pertengahan tu ada setengah masalah tu tak boleh solve, okay, because of the knowledge of each of the team member macam tu lah. Okay, so as I said before, for one team, okay, project team must have a good team leader lah. So how to identify a good characteristic of a team leader? Okay, number 1, must motivate team member by giving allowance and other incentive. Ini paling kena jaga lah ya. And then good team leader should be able to reuse the existing processes or invent new ones that will help the team in conversion of initial product into the final form. So dia kena guide, okay, and suggesting lah the replacement for the previous tools being used or just reinvent back, okay, the existing system or and so on lah. Okay, and then good team leader should be innovative. Okay, should be able to create new idea enough. He or she should encourage the team member for the same. Okay, and then good team leader also should focus more on understanding the problem, manage the flow of idea, and should work forward toward improvement of the quality of the end product lah ya. And then good team leader should have a problem solving management style instead of problem creating type. Okay, dia kena proaktif lah in problem solving, bukan problem creating. Okay, and then managing risk. Okay, web risk management, it is an umbrella activity. Contohnya it must be carried out throughout the W software development life cycle. Saya lupa dah W ni apa. Web, okay. Web software development life cycle. And web team must look risk from the following two angle lah. Okay. Number one, risk impact on the entire web application, and also risk impact on successful deployment of the web application increment currently being engineered. Okay. Kena pastikan kejayaan pelaksanaan punya web application, and then analisis risiko lah for the entire web application. Okay, so there are two level at which these issues must be considered seperti di bawah ni. Number one at the project level, and number two at the increment level. So project level ni macam mana? Several risk related questionnaire need to be answered. Contoh, can the web application must be delivered on time and within available cost limit with the request for change impact delivery schedule. Okay, kalau ada changes tu akan menyebabkan expansion of development time or not. And then does the web team understand the web development model, method, tools and technology that are going to be used? Okay, itu project level lah. Contohnya it is more on during development. And number two ni, where it will concern more focus, the concerns are more focused, where the queries are answered. Contoh, has the communication strategy collected required information for modeling, construction and deployment, and is the refined process framework suitable for the next web increment to be developed. Okay, ini untuk contohnya bila dah siap, you need to think forward where you punya web application tu bila it has some increment on several part, is it possible to being redeveloped back? Okay. All right. And then about risk. Okay. Okay, the risk categories, they're the product risk, process risk, and people risk. Okay, so product risk involves some potential problem related to the web content, function, constraint or performance. More, it is more on product punya risk lah. About process pula, involves some problem that are related to the framework action and tasks chosen by the team lah. Okay, and people risk ni lah more to people management lah. It will involve web team, stakeholder or the people involved directly with the WSDSC tu. Okay, web system development life cycle tu. Okay, so in order to manage the risk, so you can do this risk assessment table, the calculation there. Yang ni pun you boleh include into your punya RAD where you buat risk assessment. Okay, you can do it like this. So there the table, okay, column risk, probability or likelihood, okay, the impact maksudnya weightage dia, and then the score there. Okay, contohnya ni this is more on risk on yang ni lah at the project level lah Okay, programmer with little experience on CSS or XML, how many percent? Okay, and then multiply by the impact, and then you multiply lah LI multiply by XI, so you get the score lah Customer nak understand the system, okay, dia punya kemungkinan dia berapa persen? Okay, 60%, so you got 1.2. Okay, content on the web page is all, you will calculate lah dia punya percentage buat anggaran and so on lah. Jadi you akan dapat dia punya score tu. Okay. So, you can search over the internet lah macam mana how to read risk assessment table. Sebab kalau ada table mesti kena evaluate kan. So, you kena belajar lah. Okay, so dia cakap sini, RI is the risk identified and I ranges from 1 to N lah Okay. Okay, developing the schedule. Macam mana nak susun jadual? Okay, estimation of a web project. So that the involve two method. Okay, first is by using scenario based estimation, and then two is product process table based estimation lah ya. So kalau you pakai usage scenario based estimation untuk buat scheduling, okay, the web team will examine the use cases that are defined for the web project and answer whether they can be reused for the next increment of the web project. So based on the team's past history, okay, you boleh calculate lah estimate value untuk nak letak dia punya time tu lah. So it is the average effort in percent months or percent years which is required to deploy a usage scenario tu lah. Okay, ini pun bergantung kepada reusable punya existing software tu lah. Okay, and then in order to estimate the next web project increment, so we count the number of usage scenario and multiply it by EAVG tadi tu. Okay. Note that the number can be adjusted based on the complexity of the use case. Okay, boleh buat anggaran lah daripada use case tu ada berapa banyak use case, and then time with the EAVG, and then you boleh boleh calculate lah, you boleh estimate how long that the task can be completed lah. So once the effort is made, it can be scheduled across web engineering tasks along the project time and cost limit lah. Okay, also the estimate may be used to find out the legitimacy of delivery date lah for every increment. Maksudnya apa-apa perubahan okay, dalam version yang baru tu. Okay, so yang ni table to calculate the usage scenario based estimation. Okay, dia ada usage scenario dia, apa dia punya use case, and then dia punya EAVG dia. Okay, and then the complexity estimation, and then you akan dapatlah punya effort tu. So the relationship among people, effort and time is not linear lah. For example, it is not necessary that increasing the team size will deliver the web project at early date lah. Rather, it may increase the delivery date of the web project. So maksudnya bila you tambah team member pun tak semestinya dia akan shorten out the development time lah, because it is depends on the team member that you have selected tu sebenarnya. Okay, dia boleh buat tak boleh buat, and then does the team leader is distributing the task correctly with the correct people and so on lah. So itu pun mainkan peranan juga. Okay, and then the product process table base, kita boleh macam ni. Okay, we have the content and functions, and then dia ada based on the product process lah, and then web analysis dia, web design dia, web coding, web testing, web delivery, and the feedback, and also it will be total up lah. So all major web engineering actions are listed in the first column of the table, and then all the content, object, and functions are listed on the first row. Okay, then the need is to estimate the amount of effort required to perform the web engineering action for each content and the function there. Okay. Okay, next, quality management. Kita ada dua, pair walkthrough versus team walkthrough. So pair walkthrough ni, a member of an engineering team works in association with a specific stakeholder. So maksudnya pairing with the team developer with the stakeholder lah. Okay, maybe from the marketing department to produce a part of analysis model like graphical explanation for the graphical user interface. So the web engineer work with this marketing person and conduct ongoing pair walkthrough lah. So dia ada wakil lah from web engineering team and also the stakeholder. Second is team walkthrough. Okay, the entire team may review the work product all together. Sekali lah. So ada dua cara. So walkthrough guideline, the product is reviewed and not the producer. The error should be pointed out. The walkthrough should be loose and constructive, and it should not depress other team member lah. Kena tak boleh lah terlalu pressuring the team member tu. And the agenda of the review must be decided and maintained as required. The debate, controversy and fight among participants should be limited. Maksudnya ada seorang yang control lah. The issue should be noted down for later discussion. Ini semua masa walkthrough punya meeting lah. A walkthrough is not a problem solving session. Okay. The note should be written on your laptop or notepad. The walkthrough should be completed within 60 to 90 minutes only. So yang ini untuk identify the problem je lah. Okay, bukannya untuk buat problem solving. Okay, nak run walkthrough ni. Okay, next is managing change. So there are rules in managing changes. Okay, number 1, the N+1 web model implement content and functionality associated with the increment lah, and may also do changes to the content and functionality requested for the nth increment. So dia tak tetap lah berapa banyak perubahan yang increment ni maksudnya changes lah. Another metric is to specify the critically and impact of change is to put the required changes in the form of priority level. Okay, kalau ada pertambahan, kalau lebih ada banyak pertambahan, you kena set pula priority, which part that you want to develop and solve first kan. Tengok based on the priority weightage je lah. Number 2, reduce problem with the next version. Okay, a change associated with version N should generally be addressed only after version N is initially deployed. Contoh, delay changes while project is going on, but make changes only after the increment has been delivered for the first time. Okay, and the changes can be made as a part of the current increment only in certain exceptional cases lah. Contoh, some legal demand is there or serious damage may occur if the changes are not made immediately, or web usage will fall down if the changes are not made. So maksudnya rule number 2 ni dia tak, kalau you nak buat problem solving terlalu rapid sangat pun dia akan ada masalah juga, because as we all know technology changes in ICT very rapid. So you kena buat you kena pandai-pandai lah. Okay, whether you estimate kata okay there are some version that we going out in every month. So maksudnya news you kena tahu, ambil tahu. Okay, and then bila you tengok okay it will not occur in short period of time, so you boleh buat benda tu terus, ataupun benda tu very critical that need and it needs to be changed quickly, baru you buat implement. Kalau boleh delay, selagi boleh delay, you delay dulu. Okay, because of the technology changes tu lah factor tu. So rule number 2. Okay, and then rule number 3, web tasks that fall into the first category need not to be updated as changes are requested and made. But the work product in the second category should be modified to reflect any changes so that they remain useful in the remaining web activities. Okay. So in tracking the project development, okay, dia punya progress, okay. So you need to know lah, okay, bila, okay, when you punya project is in jeopardy, maksudnya dah hampir berkemungkinan untuk gagal lah. So dia bagi 10 signs, okay, ada 10 tanda. Number 1, the web team does not understand the customer requirement. The scope of the web project is not properly defined. Changes are not managed properly. The chosen web technology changes, okay, yang you propose tu. And then the business need of the company also keep changing. Deadline of web project are unrealistic. And then end user are not actually interested in the web app. Web team does not have sufficient manpower to work. Best method, modern technology and guideline are not used by the web team. Okay, dia bagi 9 je. Sebenarnya ada 10. Satu lagi tak tahu. Saya lupa apa dia. Okay. So kalau ada tanda-tanda ni means that you need to, kalau you jadi team leader, you need to consider whether to proceed with the project or you tarik diri lah. Because kalau kata you dah tahu dah, you dah nampak if you proceed, what will happen lah. The percentage of the project development we fail tinggi, I think it is better to withdraw lah. Okay, yang mana yang tak boleh cater ni. Tengoklah timbang daripada 9 factor ni. Kalau ada lebih, banyak, okay, more than 5 ke, so better withdraw lah. Okay, and then if you want to outsource, okay, there are several precaution guidelines that you need to follow. Okay, contohnya nombor 1, internal communication must be done. You kena bincang dengan you punya outsource. And then the rough web design may be developed internally by the organization before outsourcing it. Number 3, estimated internal project schedule must be developed. Number 4, job responsibility of both internal and external or outsourced team must be identified. And number 5, validity of the vendor should be established. Okay, jangan main pick saja, bahaya. Kita tak tahu dia punya potential. You kena validate lah outsourcers tu. Okay, so I think that's all. Saya tak perlulah kot lagi untuk chapter 9 because kalau yang ni pun dah nampak macam panjang. Okay, the slides chapter 1 until chapter 9 I have already attached in the Google Drive punya group directory, so you can download it from there. So any question? You boleh gunalah guideline ni, table-table tu for risk management part and so on tu untuk in helping you to complete you punya RAD. Okay, so for next week we'll finish up with your last chapter and saya nak tengok lah each of the team project progress for the RAD and also you punya mock system. Boleh ya? Boleh ke tak boleh? Okay. So, I think ada yang keluar tadi? Macam tak ramai je hari ni. Okay, so don't forget to take your attendance. I think that's all for today. Okay, ada lagi 10 minit je. Ada apa nak tanya? Ada apa-apa soalan?
Tak ada, sir.
Tak ada. Okay. Nur Farah ni duduk mana bunyi berangin lah. Atas motor lah. Ha? Tengah apa? Tak dengar?
Housemate tengah vacuum tadi.
Oh, tengah vacuum.
Sorry.
Untuk saya punya supervisor dalam kelas ni, tolong jumpa saya. Nak datang pakai mask. You pick lah hari apa. Saya free dalam pukul 1 ke 2 petang lah. Masa tu saya ada kat bilik. Alright, so I think kalau tak ada apa-apa, that's all for today. So tolong buat revisi awal sikit examination ni. Saya tak nak jadi macam